Good evening and welcome to the first series of DEC exam that was written in January for mathematics. Question number 1. The first three terms of an AP are x plus 5, 13, 5x minus 3. Find the value of x. Now, because it's an AP, you know that an AP's unique feature is that it has the same common difference. And how do you find the common difference of an AP? Second term minus first term, third term minus second term should give you the same value as the common difference. So what is our second term? Our second term is 13 minus our first term, x plus 5. And that should be equal to our third term, 5x minus 3 minus our second term, which is 13. So if you proceed from here, you'd have 13 minus x minus 5, 5x minus 3 minus 13. So you can have 13 minus 5, which is 8. Then minus x is equal to 5x minus 16. So if you group like terms, you can have 8 plus 16, and that is 5x plus x. 24 equals 6x. Divide through by 6. X should be equal to 4. And that is the value of x for question number 1A. Question number 1B. After we getting x to be 4, we are asked to find the 22nd term. How do you find the 22nd term? To find the 22nd term, you know it's going to be it's going to be U22, which is A plus 22 minus 1 D. You know, our common difference now is 4. Our common difference is now 4. So our first term is 4 plus 5, which is the 9, plus 21 times common difference of 4. So you have 9 plus 84, which is giving us 93. And that is the 22nd term of the sequence. And that ends question number 1. Let's move on to question number 2. The sum of the squares of two consecutive odd positive integers is 74. Find the numbers. So you know, once we are looking at consecutive odd numbers, you know the difference has to do with 2. So if the first odd number is x, my second odd number will be x plus 2. So the sum of the square of them. So in that regard, I'm going to let x be my first odd number. So the square of that plus the second odd number, which is x plus 2 squared. And the sum of those squares should be equal to 74. So if I'm to square this, I have x squared already. X plus 2 squared stands for x plus 2, x plus 2. And that should be equal to 74. So we have x plus 2. These are binomials. X times x, x squared, x times 2, 2x, 2 times x, 2x, 2 times 2, 4. And that should be equal to 74. So you have 2x squared plus 4x plus 4 minus 74 to be equal to 0. So you have 2x squared plus 4x minus 70 is equal to 0. So I can reduce this by 2. I'm going to have x squared plus 2x minus 35 to be equal to 0. If I now have this, I can solve this 2 times whose sum is 2 and whose product is next 35. Next is 7x, 7 and 5. So I'm going to replace that with 2x, x squared plus 7x minus 5x minus 35 equal to 0. Equal to 0. So I have x out, x plus 7 minus 5 out. I have x plus 7 equal to 0. I have x plus 7 as a common term here. And I have x minus 5, and that should be equal to 0. So x should be next 7 or 5. Once the numbers are positive, x should be 5. So I'm going to have 5 as the first one, and then 7. 5 plus 2, 7 as the second one. So the two odd numbers here are 5 and 7. Question number 3. A cylindrical iron block of diameter 31.5 centimeters and height 18 centimeters was completely melted. 82% of the melted metal was used to mold a sphere. So you realize that once we are melting the cylindrical iron block and we are using 82% of it to mold a sphere, it means that 82% of the volume of the cylindrical iron block becomes the volume of the sphere. So we can first find the volume of the sphere, which is 82% volume of sphere is 82% of the volume of the cylinder, which is pi r squared h. You know, my diameter is 31.5. So my radius is 31.5 out of 2. So the volume of the sphere becomes 0.82 times 22 on 7 times 31.5 out of 2 times 31.5 out of 2 times the height of 18. So using a calculator, 0.82 times 22 times 31.5 times 31.5 times 18 should give us the answer 32203.42. And that should be out of 7 to 14, 14 to 28. So we are going to divide that answer by 28. And our answer for the volume of the sphere is 11507.265, and that's the volume of the sphere. Now, how do you find a sphere's volume? The volume of a sphere is 4/3 pi r cubed. So the 4/3 pi r cubed should amount to 11507.265. 4/3 pi is 22 and 7. times r cubed. So I multiply this by this 21. 21 times 11507.265 out of the 88, and that should be equal to my r cube. So I punch that on the calculator. I'm going to have 241 652.565 out of 88, and that's r cube. So now if I divide that particular answer by 88, I'm having 2 r cubed to be 2746.0519. So to find my r, I'm going to find the cube root of 2746.0519, and that should be 14.00. So two decimal places, I'll see it as 14 centimeters, and that is the radius of my sphere. Okay, so we'll continue from there in our next meeting. Stay tuned for more videos. Bye bye.